Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be reviewing the Tailfin rear cycling top tube storage bag. There are a variety of bike storage options from standard top tube bags to full-on frame bags that fill the entire triangle region of a bike to make it easier to carry gear on a bike. One of the most overlooked regions on a bike is between the seat post and the top tube. And the Tailfin rear top tube bag is a lightweight bag specifically designed to wedge into that spot for both road bikes and mountain bikes. Packaging wise, really simple. You just have a compostable bag with the actual top tube bag inside it, and then the specs for our version printed directly on the outside. I'll go ahead and open this up. We'll go over the specs. Retail price on this is $80. They actually offer two versions, a 0.9 liter road or gravel bike, which is what we have here, or a 0.8 liter mountain bike version, which is a little bit more shallow to accommodate a mountain bike geometry. These are a fully waterproof design, so you can use them in any weather. And they have a really nice internal structure. That means even when they're empty, they hold their form. You also have their V-mount system, which is a patented design that ensures you don't scratch up your frame with this nice rubber pad, and multiple slots for the included TPU straps to secure it onto the bike. You get either 2 or 3 straps, so you can use both the back and the bottom, or just use the bottom depending on your bike geometry. As far as what comes with it, you can see you have the bag. If I open up the zipper, we also have the TPU straps, and you can see they're actually 2 different lengths. We have one short, and then 2 longer ones. Then also on the inside, you can see the internal foam structure, and that's about it. So pretty self-explanatory for installation, so no install guide. But if you go on their website, they have a little video that does a full in-depth review of the bag and how to use it. Now let's take a look at the weight of the bag. Again, this is the road or gravel version, so it's a little bit higher capacity. The bag by itself is 87 grams. If we add all 3 straps, which are TPU material, it comes out to 118 grams. Visually, the Tailfin rear top tube bag has a compact triangular profile that was carefully designed to wedge between the seat post and the top tube. Tailfin actually offers this in 2 variations. You have a 0.8 liter mountain bike version and a 0.9 liter road or gravel, which is what we have here. The main difference between the two is the slope of the top. So with the mountain bike version, it's a little bit more shallow. So you lose a little capacity, but it's more compact, which works well for mountain bikes, which generally have shorter seat posts. With this one, it is still pretty compact, even though it's a larger size. It's 139 by 185 by 45 millimeters. Or in inches, it's 5.5 by 7.3 by 1.8. So it's still quite compact, and you can fit some larger items in here, like electric pumps, tubes, or additional food. The exterior of this bag is all black, so regardless of which one you get, they all have the same external finish. And you can see you have this diamond fabric material on the lower portion, and then more satin or suede-like finish on the top. So you get a nice little contrast, especially when the light hits it. You have the Tailfin logo on each side with the reflective graphics. And then you can see a full-length zipper that actually starts from the bottom instead of the top. And then the top zipper extends all the way around the corner. So pretty nice design, and you can see nice and rigid. It is a fully waterproof design as well, so you can definitely use it in the rain. And that's why both the zipper and the outer materials looks more TPU style, so it'll prevent water from getting in. As far as mounting it, it's a pretty cool design. It uses their V-mount system. So instead of just being hard plastic, you can see this actually has this rubber material. So it's a textured material, and that'll prevent it from scratching your frame. A lot of the other top tube bags will move around, and they'll scratch it unless you put a protector underneath it. But with this one, you can see it's a raised area, 3 slots for the different straps. Then on the back side, it's a more standard just fabric loop. But this one, it is V-shaped, so it can actually go on a curved top tube. And then you can put the straps through the slots. Even the straps are really nice to design. It's not just a Velcro strap. It's a TPU strap, nice and thick rubber. So you can see not too elastic, but enough to really get it through. And to install it, it's really simple. You just put it through the slots you want to use. Again, you don't have to use the top ones. Depending on your bike setup, you might just use 2 straps, or you can use all 3. You put it through here with the logo sticking out, and then you run the rubber strap through the slot and then fold it over. And you can see there's even this little hook here that'll hold it in place. And if there's any excess, you can see the slots are actually thick enough to accommodate that. So you can push this through, which is nice. So you don't have this just extra material. So you can work it through. Really nice flush look. And then there's also a little fabric loop here, or a little plastic loop to catch any excess on the other side. So pretty nice and very secure, especially with all this rubber, non-slip material. That's a big improvement over your standard Velcro. Even the zipper design here is really nicely designed. So instead of having the zipper on top, it's actually on the bottom, which is a downside for a waterproof bag as the water can accumulate there. To solve that issue, they've actually designed a drainage system. So you can see this little cover here was a little bit of a gutter design. So any water that pools up here will go down and out this little hole. So it's not a cable hole. It's actually a fully sealed hole from the inside and specifically designed just to carry the water out and drain it. So a pretty cool feature. You have the rubber zipper here, so fully waterproof. And if we look on the inside, you can see how thick it is here, or how rigid the exterior is, and that's because they've actually integrated some structure. So you have these carbon tubes here that you can actually see that go along each edge, and that provides some structure, so even empty, it stays nice and rigid. It's not going to flop around. You can remove those pieces as well if you want a little bit more packing area, so then these can bulge out more. But with them in there, it's nice and secure. They also have their shock absorbent system. So you can see it's just a little foam piece, looks like an insole. It has a little Velcro on the top to mount to the top of the bag, and then two little tabs here to go to the bottom. So this will help reduce vibrations, and it's nice and bright. So when you look at this and you open the bag, you can still find stuff. So it's gray on the sides and then that white and the blue color for the little shock absorption section. There's no additional pockets or loops in here, so it's just one big compartment, but definitely enough space to fit a lot of snacks or additional gear. Here you can see the installation of the bag on our Triban RC 520. We even have the normal top two bag on the front, and you can see very similar styling. The V-mount system is really easy to use. You have the nice rubber pad and the TPU strap, which you can tuck underneath, and it really lets you cinch it down and make it a lot more tight. With normal Velcro strap, it's really hard to get it tight. You have to really push hard, and then even when it's tight, it'll still move around. But this one you can see, because it's a TPU material and you have the rubber underside, it's very secure even without a strap to the seat post. So you can see with just these two, once you really tighten it, it stays nice and secure and it has a rigid structure. Opening and closing bags really easy with the rubberized zipper, and you can see even though it's fairly small, you still have a lot of room. So we're able to put a TPU style inner tube, the Trek air inflator, we have the tire levers, and we even have the Trek multi-tool. So they all fit in there. It's not a super big bag, so you're not going to put your jacket in there. But if you have extra smaller stuff or extra gear, it's a nice alternative to normal saddlebag, or just additional gear storage if you're doing a really long ride. And you can see it's nice placement, so you can really make use of that area. Here you can see the mounting, dismounting. It does slightly get in the way, so you really have to be careful when you're putting your foot over the bike. You have to be conscious that it's there. And that'll really depend on your frame size, but otherwise it doesn't get in the way when you're biking. You just have to be a little bit more careful. Now let's go over the pros and cons for the Tailfin rear top tube bag. What we like about it, it's a clever concept. It makes nice use of a space that you wouldn't otherwise use. It also has premium build quality materials that Tailfin is known for, so it'll definitely last a long time in any weather. It also has a bright interior, which makes it easier to find things. The main negative with this bag is the fact that it can get in the way when you're mounting or dismounting on the bike, so your foot may rub against it. You just have to be a little bit more careful when you have the bag installed. Taking everything into account would give the bag a 9.3 out of 10. It's a refined and secure top tube bag. Thanks for watching this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can see more content from us on our website at thesweetcyclist.com, as well as follow us on Instagram at thesweetcyclists. This is The Sweet Cyclist reminding you to enjoy the ride.